Nothing's gone forever, Sonny. I know we can bring it back.
You know, for being Queen of Zephyr Heights, their fashion senses are undeniably flashy. Throughout each generation of the throne, the outfits started out snazzy and classical before progressing into a more modernistic wardrobe. A great representation of time having an adverse effect on the city's fashion trends. That gigantic crown deserves a win. I don't care. What was she on that convinced her to carry basically an anvil on her head? Did you also notice that the queen started out rather old before eventually getting younger? The fourth queen looks very mature, the third queen still has the grey hair and that overblown clothing formality, the second queen certainly makes an impression with her eye wrinkles, and finally, the first queen looks graceful, healthy and elegant. I love this realism that the leaders get appointed younger each time to keep things fresh. This can be supported by the photo Queen Haven showed in Making a Meal Out of It, where she was a princess at a younger age than even Zip and Pip. I like the visual indication in the photos that royalty never did anything differently, as hinted by the state of their faces. It's why Zip brings up having to work on her disapproving face later on. Gosh, the Pegasi was such a fake face species, which is strongly in line with a new generation taken into account, hiding behind a mask of ignorance to cover up that they actually couldn't fly. Also, props to the animators for coloring in the Pegasi crystal correctly, as it wouldn't be purple in the past, like so many other episodes have accidentally done. Yet, the book that Zip is reading has the crown design being purple instead of blue. An interesting thought to solidify that the bad history has no place in the present, so a new book cover would have been made out of respect and love for the rest of Zephyr Heights. Equestrian, Mary and Elizabeth.
Zip, you're up late.
Zip reading in the dark with only a lamplight, probably to avoid waking up and bothering her friends. That's considerate on her part, even if it was a failed endeavor.
Zip, you're up late.
Night owl Zip. Just like me.
I've been searching through my family history, trying to find some pony who did the whole queen thing differently.
This scene helps give us a great insight into how Zip feels about being queen. It's moments like these that make Zip such a satisfying character. Despite her questionable family heritage and the occasional pressure from her mother and sister, she doesn't let anything dictate her life. She's been bold enough to expose her family's secrets, reach out to other pony species, and leave behind her royalty to pursue a different career. Even if she does become Queen of Zephyr Heights one day, this scene shows to us that she is determined to be divergent from her ancestors.
Guess I'll have to work on my disapproving frown.
I mean, Zip, you always look disapproving. It's like the only expression you publicly show nowadays. I'm sure you'll fit right in.
Whoa! That is a strong look.
More like a polite way to say royalty looks ridiculous. Sunny having trouble dissimulating how absurdly over-the-top Zip's ancestor looks is so funny.
Well, at least you know something about your family.
This line is so good, as it further puts into perspective what to expect out of this episode, followed up by the shot of Sunny's photograph with Argyle. I can't deny that Written in the Starscouts feels like a soft sequel to the Starscout Code, and I personally think this episode couldn't have done it better any other way.
You really can't remember anything about being a filly?
No, not really. Not before Mom.
Sunny, of course, wouldn't remember much about her past, as it's normal for the parents to pick up on those memories and preserve them. How this episode explores the notion of reliving memories as a grown character through the lenses of your younger self makes this Sunny powerhouse touchingly immersive and smart, so I have to award it double. Again, that is another reason why this episode can be very relatable to some people that have never grown up with a parent or none at all. Making Sunny's mother the main subject of this specific role gives her character that extra slice of sentiment and consolation, as her backstory could equally be compared to Izzy or Misty's. Jessica and Naomi truly did tug on our heartstrings here.
Well, at least you know something about your family.
Previously seen in A Home to Share, that family photo with its broken frame still hasn't been repaired. That's not a complaint. I actually find that charming, as that was one of the main things that remained intact when Sprout demolished the lighthouse in A New Generation. I wonder if that's the reason why she doesn't fix it. Sunny keeping her father's memory together by not replacing what he built it with.
What was that?
Ain't it suspicious that the rainbow magic in the Bright House is acting again like a motherly figure? It happened too in Heavy Main Crown and Cake Dragon. It can't stand to see a sad Sunny, so the magic retrieves the Book of Memories for her. Plus, it appeared after Sunny said Mum, did you know?
Not before Mom, you know. What was that? Sunny's memory book?
I adore the design of Sunny's memory journal. A mini drawing of her held on by a pin tack, tiny shapes glued on top, and a flower with a bow in the corner. It's so childlike and something you would likely create as a kid. Somewhat messy, but meaningful. Plus, take note of the Twilight cutie mark in the center. Not just Argyle's fascination of the past and Twilight's regime, concerning how Sunny's family all have different kinds of stars in their cutie marks, it makes sense for their photo book to represent their loving bond with one another with the one star that brought them together. It was written in the stars. Scouts. Ugh, okay, just for that pun, let's have another double win.
Mom?
The appearance of Sunny's mum here actually has another significance you might not be aware of. Before this episode, none of the main 6 were ever shown to have a complete set of parents. Izzy and Hitch's parents have never been mentioned at all, Pip and Zip only have their mum, and Misty only has her dad. It used to be the same with Sunny and Argyle, until this moment when we meet her mum. It's subtly, subliminally teaching kids that not every child is fortunate enough to grow up with 2 parents. It's a valuable lesson and does a fine job of relaying it on screen. Another 2 wins.
It feels warm? Kinda like hot cocoa on a cold day.
That phrase alone is sure to strike a cozy part of you, defining something sweet, comforting, and desperately needed in a moment of absence. Also, that tear shed is equally heartwarming.
Sunny!
Okay, I know buried in a good book comes before this episode, but why do I feel like we got pulled into a Power Ponies reference? Books coming to life on their own and sucking those nearest to it inside. Classic. I always love how the tiny intro is consistently different in every episode. This time, the sound possesses a subtle vocal and operatic tune leading into the title. That gives a strong magical and spiritual feel to the episode. At this point in the generation, we have seen the baby forms of every protagonist. And before you make the argument about why Philly Sunny has a cutie mark already, this time is different. It's her grown consciousness inside her younger body. The motion of her feeling her face visibly proves that. Her parents are only illusions of her memories. It's not time travel after all. The events are playing out exactly as they were previously. This style of storytelling is very clever to allow Sunny the chance to properly see her family through physically reliving her memories. Why stay restricted to retelling the past through exposition when you can dive into the memories themselves? It's such a fiery narrative to allow for more emotional moments and sectors of lore building between important characters. Showing, not telling. And for that, I shall award 5 wins for this simplistic and imaginative presentation. Aww, I love how Sunny is scared of heights, even when it's her older self looking through the lenses of her younger self. Children would typically over-exaggerate their fright to some degree, so it only makes me want to give her a big hug. The sound design in Sunny's joyful laugh when it echoes through the air is another touching moment to savor, and the heavenly score too is impressive to visualize how Sunny is at peace with the world once again upon falling into her parents' arms. I demand 2 wins!
Our little sunbeam.
Sunny's mum nicknamed Sunny Sun D, and she has the color familiar to one too.
Coincidence? I think not!
Thanks to an observant user, this is a blink and you'll miss it moment, but there is a frame of Sunny wearing Argyle's glasses. Adorable!
Okay, so Sunny's been sucked inside her own memories. Keep calm, Zip. can come.
It's funny how Zip is anxious at the concept of her friend being sucked into a book and potentially never coming out, because it legitimately happened to her too and their friends in the episode before this one. Some nice continuation in the titles there.
And that's when the magic disappeared from the world.
Oh my god, the level of wholesomeness in this bedroom scene with Sunny and her mum is such an excellent parallel to the other one with Sunny and Argyle in the movie. The mother and Argyle retelling the exact same bedtime story to Sunny, as both of them share the same treasured value of seeking where the magic went and believing it will come back eventually. I didn't need my heart broken again! Another double win, please. Take note of the G4 Chibi figurines. Aren't they just dazzling? Plus, looking up and seeing a drawing in the background is yet another wonderful detail, knowing that Hitch and Sunny were friends when they were fillies, or maybe babies.
But nothing's gone forever, Sunny. I know we can bring it back.
Sunny's mum also being aware of the loss of magic is rather enchanting, as it indicates that she knew more about the world than the average maritime-based citizen. Likewise with Argyle. The fact that she is looking up at the stars when she delivers the line,
I know we can bring it back,
means that she knows the stars or somewhere within them might have the answer, which is why Season 2 has this story arc going on with finding someplace mysterious with the alicorns. It sends chills down my spine and I love it!
Whoa, look at those drawings.
It's cool how Sunny's mum sketches out these maps of her explorations around Equestria in Sunny's memory book. Just like how Argyle used his history with the many artifacts he had lying around the lighthouse to inspire Sunny, her mother provided the same level of inspiration for her by leaving traces of the places she travelled to in Sunny's memory book. Damn, Sunny did a Pinkie Pie there.
Pinky!
Aw, baby Sunny is adorable.
Zip usually has trouble expressing herself openly, however in this scenario when she gets excited by baby Sunny, it clearly displays that she has deeper emotions under that cool and restrained exterior. I can't blame her at all, baby Sunny is so precious!
This will give us the answer. If I can find it, it might be the key to bringing magic back to Equestria.
I hope your eyes can inquisitively see what this wide shot of Argyle's study shows. You may blame it on the simplistic style of Tell Your Tale compared to the movie, but take note of the lesser number of artifacts that are in the room to how many there were in A New Generation. This is definite to how far either Sunny's mum or Argyle or both have journeyed around Equestria in search of those kind of treasures and bringing them back. You gotta respect the hustle they take in their jobs. I didn't notice this the first time through, but this might blow your mind. Sunny's cutie mark has 3 stars on it. There are 3 stars on the book Sunny's mum picks up, 3 stars on her saddlebag, 3 stars in her earring, and there are 3 stars in her map below the big one. This constellation is clearly important to her, and it's shown in a persistent but subtle way. Do you know what constellation that designates to? Orion's Belt. And what does it symbolize? Unity. No matter how lost we feel, we can rise once again to find company in the stars. And how does the episode end?
From the stars.
This revelation is one of the greatest endings in My Little Pony ever. How the f*** a 5-minute episode managed to do that is incredible. 10 wins across the board. Another score win, it sounds like. That youthful tone with the twinkly rhythm that escalates the further Sunny gets closer to her mum's map is very cheerful and bouncy. Something ripped straight out of Rugrats or your regular adolescent TV program.
Sorry, Sunny. I need that for my adventure.
Hey, remember when I said this was adult Sunny in her younger body? That is an important detail here because a youngster would never stack the books to reach a map that could reveal her mum's location. Sunny's mum gave her the telescope for trying to reach it, and that's why the telescope returns with Sunny from her memories. A physical memory returning back with you, like finding an old relic in your house.
Just remember to watch where you're going, Sunny. I love you both. look after each other.
The familial atmosphere that blankets this entire section is immensely uplifting and upsetting at the same time, as we wouldn't see Sunny's mother ever again. The same would soon happen to Argyle, where he would only appear posthumously and not in the flesh. It truly makes you cherish the limited time Sunny and her family have in this episode to the fullest extent. The 5-minute runtime is such an insult to this episode, but I love it nonetheless.
I'll be back before you know it.
You never brought back the milk, Sunny's mum. How dare you? Sorry for memeing that line, yet it's so good. Oh boy, it feels very gratifying seeing Sunny's Spike plushie in the corner, especially after Make Your Mark Chapter 6. Sunny now knows that Spike is still alive and has the honor of being friends with him. That has got to be surreal to her. Hell, it is for me too after seeing this plushie in the episode. How that toy can produce so much foreshadowing is beyond me, so that alone is worth 5 wins.
The important thing to remember, Sunny, is that your mom will always be watching over you.
Fun fact, post-movie Argyle is played by Rob Tinkler, who also voices Sparky and Twitch. When he did the voice for Argyle in Starscout Code, he sounded very different to Michael McKean, but here it seems he's really making an effort to sound alike. Just like the generation itself, he has significantly improved. Let's give Rob a few wins for his good efforts.
The important thing to remember, Sunny, is that your mom will always be watching over you from the stars.
That line, man. Argyle knew. He f***ing knew. He doesn't deliver it with sadness or regret. He looks hopeful and even happy after her departure. Combine that line, his and Sunny's delightful expressions, and that stunning lighting on their faces. It's a shot and a half worthy of, let's say, 3 wins. We have glowing cutie marks again, consistent to the topic of connecting with another pony. In this case, after seeing Sunny's memories, Zip has gained an understanding of Sunny's personality and situation. Another situation that brings them closer as friends.
Sunny!
Well, for those of you who are Sunny and Zip shippers, this is the closest you will ever get to a kiss. This win is specifically for y'all.
Look, I've got the telescope she gave me.
To Sunny, love, Mom.
The tiny engraving of Sunny's face combined with the heart and that message of Sunny's mum leaving her the telescope as a little gift. My heart cannot take any more of this pureness! That electrical remix of the ending beat sounds awesome! The Lion King reference aside, this ending easily opens up the floodgates, and it's one of the most gorgeous endings to an episode. It instantly gets you smiling, witnessing Sunny's memory of her mum reappearing in the stars. A reminder to Sunny that whenever she may feel alone, her mother will always be watching her from above. It's almost like a representation of Sunny's mum being in a better place and her spirit living on through the hopefulness in Sunny's heart. Her tears, Zip's optimistic expression, the smooth lighting reflecting off the bright house and their faces, and how there is only one line of dialogue to let the beauty of this scene breathe
From the stars.
produces such an impactful finishing shot. You have unquestionably earned these last few wins, Jessica and Naomi. Congratulations.
Zip, you're up late.
Bitch, go back to sleep! Fuck!
Your father seems to think this kind of behavior is something to be proud of.
And your mother seems to prefer that I go through life like a fucking prisoner while she keeps my dick in a mason jar under the sink.
I'm sorry you're so ugly.
Is that?
Real bad.
Okay, so Sunny's been sucked inside her own memories. Keep calm, Zip. Keep calm.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Pablo! Yeah?
I know, we can bring it back.
When the world seems to get too tough, bring it all back to you. Yeah, yeah.
You made me proud that day. I fell. Yeah. But you got back up.
Oh no, it's the last page.
I always rip out the last page of a book. And it doesn't have to end. I hate endings.
And just before this video ends, I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on my Patreon. My Silver Fluffbutt patrons, Sabrina Wade and Alex Smith, and all my Gold Fluffbutt patrons, Jack Leichter, Drew Luczynski, Clear Heart Apple, Owen Wildish, Jonathan Chapper, Darthsiler22, and KikiBat VA. All of your love and support is greatly appreciated. Thank you.